Welcome to our campfire. Last month, yeah.
I'm glad we got it because it's cold out here.
Yeah, did you bring the marshmallows?
Yes.
All right, well, we'll
and
get...
the chocolate and the graham cracker.
Oh, for s'more. Yeah. Nice. I like that unless you're
diabetic. You know
why
they're called s'mores?
No, why?
Because you eat them and you want some more.
Yeah, I knew you were going to say that. That's good.
I know, that's an old joke.
Well, last month we filmed a best of series where we had three artists and one actor.
I'm glad you got that right.
Yeah, occasionally a blind squirrel finds a nut. We had Aaliyah, Kevin, and Sophia, all artists in their own right.
And all from the same group.
Yes, the what is it, the kettle calling the pot black? Or the, or is it the pot calling the kettle black? I don't know, I always get that mixed up. From the Cottonwood Center of the Arts.
Right,
and then
we'll see highlights.
Yeah, we'll see highlights and some amazing art.
Maybe we'll get the name right in the original interview. Maybe we did that. It's hard to remember.
It's hard to remember.
When you're our age, a month ago,
it's like an eternity.
It's a fog in a fog.
And then Jay Giordano, who's an actor who's done several short films here in town with. He does a bunch of projects with Rob Bowen, who we've also had on the show before.
Yes, and he owns some land. Is it Arvada?
I don't remember where it is, but apparently he's got some interesting animals.
Yeah, his wife's into animals, and that sounded fascinating.
Yeah, I hope we can film an episode out there sometime. Anyway, so enjoy this special best of moments with those four people.
Peter, welcome to the special episode.
Thank you. We get to review the last, 40 episodes or so?
I got 30 written here.
Because
my memory's not very good.
Yeah, I think you're right. You probably actually counted them because you have that strong Department of Defense auditor background.
Yeah, we can count to 30. That's about it.
That's right. Yeah, but it's 30 billion. Yeah, that's right. Give or take a B-1 bomber here or there.
Somebody else puts the zeros back there.
Yeah, of course. Of course, the B-1 bomber, that'd be Air Force, wouldn't it?
Yes.
Yes, but the Army, does the Army still have stuff to fly?
It's
like the Apache helicopter, right? What about drones?
They made an agreement that Air Force has fixed wings and Army would have the rotating wings.
What about drones that have look like a flying sausage with a propeller in the back?
I think they both experiment and play with drones to see how they can use them effectively.
Yeah, I think we've talked about doing that for our show, having a drone and flying it around.
We had a cheap one at one time, but it didn't really film a lot.
Yeah, but we did send it over 2 houses and 4 yards and had to go look for it.
Yeah,
yeah, that's right.
We tried to tried it once when we were filming our comedy series. Yeah, comedy series, and it didn't work so well because it was hard to control because it was so small. The wind would pick it up and.
Yeah, that's one of the problems here in Colorado. It gets pretty windy.
Yeah. And so. I mean, you need a good one. When we were extras in Our Souls at Night, they had a big one.
Big drone. Yeah, I watched the movie and you could see the parts filmed by the drone.
Yeah,
and in the previews we see one small portion of Peter's head.
Yeah,
and I ended up with the cutting room floor.
yeah.
But they fed you and they paid you, and that was good.
Yeah, we got paid decently, and the food was unbelievable.
Yeah, it was.
That was the Robert Redford, Jane Fonda. I mean, I'm not fans of either their politics, but they know how to put on a shindig, that's for sure.
Yep. So, hey, you remember this group of artists called the Pot Calling the Kettle Black group?
Yeah, there's 5 of them down at the Cottonwood Center. And they all are different. They all have a variety of different art techniques that they specialize in. And so I wanted to know. I asked them, why do you call yourself the Pot Calling the Kettle Black? And it was a really interesting response. There's 5 of them. They kind of hold each other accountable. And the idea was they found out that they were giving each other advice that they themselves were not following. Yeah.
But and sometimes it's kind of hard because it's like put your out there, or you got to call this person to do it.
Yeah.
And I can see you're nervous about calling them. You say, "Well, I'll do that tomorrow." But if one of them Kevin said to Leah, call him tomorrow. You better call him tomorrow. And then Kevin, who was supposed to do something similar, he would put it off a day too, or whatever.
Well, that was so interesting because when they agreed to, one of the ways we do our show is we have a pre-production dinner, and we have a guest, unless they're like in LA or something, come to producer Doug's home, and we have a meal together, and we get to know each other a little better before we actually film. We've just found it's a great way for community and life. And anyway, so Aaliyah agreed to come, and she just wasn't sure about, even though we always have one of our wives here or something, that that she wanted to come alone. But so she brought Kevin, who's also one of the members of the Pot Calling the Kettle Black group, and so we're trying to ask Aaliyah questions, and Kevin kept answering them all.
Yeah. Okay, Kevin, you're gonna have to be a guest.
You're gonna have to be a guest, Kevin.
No choice, Kevin. You're gonna have to.
Yeah,
it was a pretty easy recruit, though.
Yeah, it was.
Aaliyah did a great job, and as you recall, she did those dolls. She used multimedia collage. And she did those dolls, and then we saw them down at Cottonwood. They were just amazing.
And then she also uses old magazines and old newspapers to supplement to her art.
Yeah, she works in a school and takes all their extra stuff that they just throw away anyway.
Yeah.
You just go to the doctor's office. You can get old magazines easily.
Oh yeah.
No.
Well, you used to. I don't know if they have as many. Because everything's
probably not as many, but
digitally online.
Probably.
Yeah.
Well, after COVID, we did showers.
Yeah, that's sort of what I was driving at.
Yeah, she works in a school and takes all their extra stuff that they just throw away anyway.
Yeah.
You just go to the doctor's office. You can get old magazines easily.
Oh yeah.
No.
Well, you used to. I don't know if they have as many. Because everything's
probably not as many, but
digitally online.
Probably.
Yeah.
Welcome to the third chair. We have Aaliyah Farrell. Is that right?
Aaliyah Farrell.
Aaliyah.
Aaliyah sounds like Hawaiian. Aaliyah.
I've been thinking about Hawaii all day.
Yeah. Who hasn't?
That's right. Yeah. And pineapples and lobster and.
Sounds great. When are we going?
That's right.
Right after we finish this episode.
And she's a local artist. She was a short time in the Navy, and she basically, you're administrator at schools, but you've been doing some substitute teaching lately because of shortage of teachers, right?
I actually work in, my day job, I guess, is in the risk management office. So I used to be in HR. Now I work in risk management. I do workers' compensation claims adjusting.
Oh, okay.
Wow, that is like the exact opposite of what an artist does.
A little bit. Two sides, dualistic personality.
And we'll get into that later, but first we want to talk about your art. So you're a mixed media artist. What do you focus on as a mixed media artist? I mean, I know you do all kinds of things, but what is your focus?
So mixed media as a type of art means that you're using multiple different types of media to create your imagery or your artwork. So I work a lot in acrylic paint and collage, analog collage. So I'm just in there with some scissors cutting things out, using different kinds of paper, using different kinds of materials, a lot of glue, sometimes some glitter.
So what's the analog part?
Analog, so another popular form of collage right now is digital collage. So people will digitally cut images and manipulate them to create an image or a piece of art, as opposed to analog collage is just good old fashioned cutting.
Which one is
paper.
easier?
Well, I am super not adept at like Photoshop or any of the electronic
So you have to
manipulation ones. I would love to learn about them, but it's just
Do you
not
have to
something
use the
I've done.
mouse to
I think
manipulate?
there are like 1,000 different kinds of programs. I've seen people do it with tablets and electric pens and
Well, that might be easier.
Yeah, my
Mouse.
daughter's done that for her art programs. Yeah, she has tablets where she can sketch cartoons. Yeah. But yeah, there's actually 5 of them, and I think we've had 3 of them on the show.
Yes.
We saw Kevin, his episode. He showed some of his amazing art, but some of his stories too. I mean, he was a welder, and he's done a
lot of stuff and had a lot of experience. Has a lot of very intelligent.
Yeah, as I recall, I mean, he went to 3 different art schools or something like that.
Well, 3 different schools at least.
Yeah,
Not
it was
necessarily
very
all his art.
impressive. Very impressive.
Because at one point he said he was going to be a doctor, but he just said, "No, that's not for me."
Yeah, that's knowing something in this modern age of medicine, it's not as great a calling. Wow, what was that all about?
So this one is AMP. This is a happy piece, I will say.
Happy skull.
With a skull.
Skulls can be happy.
Yeah, skulls can be happy. Skulls can be happy.
Look at in Mexico they celebrate Day of the Dead with sugar skulls.
Yeah.
So this is the piece that was shown in the last segment with the flowers sewn into it.
Yeah.
And it does look like it's breathing in and breathing out a lot of things. And again, started off with live flowers in the piece. So again, I'll let you guys interpret that how you will.
Was the skull added early in the painting or late in the painting?
Early in the painting. It was one of the first things I did. I had an idea, and then I just moved along with more ideas.
Nice.
Yeah.
Nice. And then this is I interpret this one as a windmill. But
it is.
Is it really?
Yeah. It's a windmill.
I like it.
This is, again, another close-up of a bigger piece called I Am Not Your Stereotype. This is in the corner of it. I do a lot of windmills in referencing to Don Quixote.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Don Quixote. And, wasn't he the guy that attacked windmills? Or?
Yeah, because he thought they were giants. He was stuck in a romantic ideation of life, and he was attacking giants. What he thought, but they were windmills.
Wow, that's incredible.
Yeah.
And now my daughter really liked this one here, of I don't know, it looks like a man with a kind of a devil's horn mask and some crazy body and lines. That's really cool. I could see that on a Halloween shirt.
Sure, yeah. So looking at it this way, it's the finished piece is the other way around. This is an in progress.
What it's reversed or upside down?
So it's upside down.
It's upside down.
Yeah.
Okay.
So and the
Does that make him a bat or?
Yeah,
Batman.
So it's a play on the Hanged Man. And the windmill is up in the corner of this piece as well.
Fascinating.
Yeah. So it's again a lot of putting things down, taking things away. Yeah.
And what was there any special significance or meaning to? Looks like some sort of loincloth there put in there.
So this is I am titled "I'm Not Your Stereotype." So this is an act of censorship on all parts. The body is shaped with multiple colors, and it's a very loose body. And the mask is just to cover up a face that was there, whatever face it is.
It is Sophie Hannah.
Sophia Hannah. Oh, Sophia was amazing. Confront
3
yourself.
instead of 1.
The 1 through 1 and 2 were some advertisements for some shows and stuff. We'll get to that later. Yeah.
Yeah. So this one's called Confront Yourself. So I we should say, I am an oil painter. I work in mostly large scale oil paintings, and I make my own panels, or my dad makes them.
So big.
Big. So I don't know if it's in your catalog, but the biggest one I have to date is 4 by 8 feet. And
woo.
yeah, so
That's pretty big.
pretty big. And probably my normal size is like 2 by 2 or 3 by 3, like over a couple feet. So this one's pretty small for me, actually. This one's a 12-incher. And it's called Confront Yourself, and this is from my last show, which was about my mental health journey over the past couple of years with the pandemic and everything. So it was my therapy show. and that was what created me being a self-portrait artist, like launched me into that. So it was all about me. So this one's called Confront Yourself. It's clearly me screaming.
I thought you were a tad angry.
Yeah.
So are you angry at yourself for something?
Yes.
You want to chew yourself out?
So this one has a lot of the pieces from like my most recent pieces all had so many different meanings wrapped into them, because I was just like getting all my feelings about everything in the whole world out. Not everything, but a lot of things. So this one is about, literally confronting yourself, and that was referring to kind of my mental illness and how I was afraid to just like admit that I have these things and that I gotta deal with them and that it's okay, and and you gotta just confront yourself at some point. And then also not being afraid to be angry. That was another theme in this one. I unintentionally picked up just from society, as a lot of women do growing up, that like you should be so soft and nice and amazing and so like conserved to everyone and not take up too much space and all of that. So I struggled with that, and so I've been learning to allow myself to be angry. Like I don't let myself be angry that much. And so even taking the photo for this, because I work from reference and take all my own photos and everything. And so even I had to work with the photographer for these ones because I couldn't take proper photos of myself the way I wanted to. So I had to scream in my photographer's face, and actually scream, because I kept trying to fake it and it didn't look real. So I had to actually scream in my photographer's face to take this photo.
So did you scream, "You're not getting the picture right"?
No. No, I just like, and it is therapeutic, I will say, to just like guttural, like pure instinct, just like howl, scream at someone.
Primal.
Yeah, and that's what this is about. So it's about confronting myself, like my insecurities and my issues that I need to work through, and it's also about allowing myself to be angry and putting it on display like this. And then I also ended up this was a painting I did early on in the show, and I ended up just like having it next to me while I painted everything else, and I was just like always yelling at myself to keep going. That's what I thought of. Like,
so you got. I liked her barista story. I can make you one. If you just want all the powders in there, no liquids, she could do it for you. Drink the powders, and I bet some people probably want to do that when they go to Starbucks.
She has blue hair now.
Yeah, I know. I'm really. It's really awesome to see that. And she was a self-portrait artist, and I really hadn't even heard much of that term. So it was really interesting to talk to her about
self-portrait.
Yeah, like the stuff. All her art is in some way related to a picture of her. But then she had.
You never heard of Rembrandt and Van Gogh? They have so many paintings of themselves.
Rembrandt, Van Gogh. I mean, who are they in the big picture? Yes. But okay.
You know what?
I never met a self-portrait artist.
We went to the Rick Museum, and we had a tour of the Rick Museum in Amsterdam, and Rembrandt has this world famous painting that I can't remember the name of, but the guide, he comes and he says, in a big, beautiful building, big museum, and he says, yeah, they basically built this museum for one painting. It's the Night Watch by Rembrandt.
Oh wow!
I think that's something like that.
Who did the Mona Lisa?
Leonardo da Vinci.
Yeah, that's what I thought. I saw it at the Louvre in Paris. And what was amazing about it is they take you down to this basement, and there's a big pack of people, and there's like a rope to the entranceway, and it's way down the hall. And the guy says, "Okay, we're going to let you see the Mona Lisa. Do not run, and do not take any pictures." And he pulls back the rope, and the crowd goes into a frenzied run with the cameras clicking.
If you're clicking the camera, I was in Washington once and saw Leonardo da Vinci. It was a peasant girl, and it was like this big. And I looked at that drawing, and I don't know if he drew more than 50 or 40 lines, in this drawing. And
real people, real stories, real life. We're looking for guests. We're looking for you here on the third chair. I'm Peter, that's Doug, and how many different ways can we have guests?
Oh, at least 3. We could have them here in the studio in Colorado Springs. We've had guests all the way from LA on Zoom, and we have gone on location, and we got our 3rd one already in the planning phase.
Awesome. Send us an email and we'll get you on the show.
So the next guest I want to talk about is Jay Giordano.
Jay Giordano. Same last name as Ralph Giordano, who was the film director and whatnot. But Jay has done some work with him, I think.
And he has my hairline, not Ralph's hairline.
And he was primarily an actor, if I recall.
Yeah, but they just moved to his farm, him and his wife and their children. And his wife loves animals.
Now, didn't they have like a big assortment? I couldn't remember. He told me
like some farm animals.
Farm animals. I don't think you're allowed to even have those in the city.
Yeah. Well, yeah, but they're out on a farm.
Yeah, they have like horses.
That's why they did that. Yeah.
You can have 2 goats in Colorado Springs.
Yeah, you can, but you
have 4 chickens.
Yes.
Yeah.
No roosters.
I want to get a goat, roosters. And I'm going to train him to butt Peter.
It's interesting when a few years ago we moved since then, but the house to the right of us had 4 chickens. The house across the street had 4 chickens. A little diagonal, and the house to the left of us had 4 chickens. And my daughter would sometimes babysit them. She said, "Dad, I need help catching a chicken."
And then inflation hit, and they all had 2 chickens.
Well, that's what, I don't know if you remember that on Rocky 2. When his trainer says, the way you're going to become fast, Rocky, is you got to chase the chicken. You remember him chasing the chicken? Burgess Meredith?
Rocky.
You never saw Rocky 2? Burgess Meredith?
I saw 1 and 3.
Oh, Burgess Meredith, the trainer, teaches Rocky to be faster by chasing a chicken around the yard.
Well, I chased the chicken, and I don't know if I got any faster.
Oh, man.
But I just chased it. And then one time, our dog, Foxy, she was a big dog, and she sent Huckapup. And Huckapup wasn't the brightest dog to go get a chicken. So he went under the fence, and I could see he was going, "Foxy, what's a chicken look like?" And the chickens were running right by him. I'm looking over the fence like, yeah, that's Huckapup. Lucky he wasn't very bright because we didn't want him to eat our neighbor's chicken.
Well, speaking of pets, because I remember this prompted the conversation at the time, there are limits in Colorado Springs and how many pets you can actually have. It says like 5 dogs and 5 cats.
4 dogs, 4 cats.
So you can have 8 before they...
I think it might be a total of 4. I never got that totally explained to.
I just...
depended who you talked to.
Only the pet police never knocked on your door then.
That's all I gotta say. We're within the limits now. But
yeah.
You were an auditor, so you can't say you couldn't count them correctly.
I would have claimed no knowledge of these animals.
You would have said, "I was a government auditor, so yeah, I couldn't count them."
And what does the bylaw really say? Does it say pets with teeth, or pets without teeth, or claws?
I think
there's got to be some fine print in there.
Because the chicken doesn't. Does a chicken have teeth?
I don't think so. Does a chicken have lips?
And Karma only had 1 tooth, so.
No, sweet tooth.
And Anna floated around in her mouth almost.
Well, the poor little Karma, that beautiful Pomeranian, is that the right?
Right.
I mean, not only did some ugly thug toss the poor dog on a black cat, But one time we were filming and she was minding her own business at the top of the stairs. You remember? And we hear this clunk, 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 clunk. And she just was bouncing down the stairs.
That's the second time I had a dog do that. I had to do it when I was a teenager.
Yeah, I know.
And you kind of stunned and I was like going to run down, but I was like, what?
What do you do when your dog, like a slinky, goes down the stairs?
But both times they got up and just walked it off. Yeah.
Well, we were filming. I think we were filming the Day of the Dove, and I don't remember. Were we doing green screen in the basement then?
Yeah.
And didn't we have like a bunch of little kids also upstairs?
Yeah.
Very challenging to film a series.
With that series, we disobeyed two of the biggest rules: never film with kids. And we did.
Yeah.
And, I mean, we had 4 kids we filmed.
Yeah.
And I mean, 2 of them were regulars.
Yeah, and we had.
They were really good.
They were really good, and animals.
And then we filmed your dog.
Yeah.
Peach, Pip, and Karma.
And the turtle.
Oh, Darwin.
Yeah,
that's the one that Peter dropped a sucker on.
Yeah.
I think your wife was not happy with me.
Yeah. Lucky we didn't try a second take. That's
yeah, we had, I think, at one time all of your pets on one green screen, and we were just throwing crackers to the dogs so that they walk around.
Yeah, and tell them what. And then we used your daughter Rose's birds. We had.
Oh yeah, we had Star of the Show.
Yeah, Star of the Show. Yeah, Cash the Diamond Dove.
Yeah.
Yeah.
There was more than one Diamond Dove that played Cash.
Yeah, there's a couple. Yeah.
Unforeseen.
Yeah.
We chased them around the room. They kept escaping, trying to film them, and then we got in trouble.
Yeah. Well, she had several eggs that hatched too. We actually had like 7.
That was the day I wasn't there. Thank goodness.
Yeah.
But Joe had this Boone episode where this guy and him and another guy are stuck on the moon. And if you ever want to, I can't remember what the short was called, but if you ever want to see a good short,
don't we have it on that episode?
Yeah.
We'll run a clip of it.
Yeah, we'll run a clip of it. But that is a comedy. It's poignant and.
I remember Joe saying something that surprised people.
Let's back up and remind his name is Jay
Giordano. Well,
Joe was the body lifter we had.
Joe, they're all Jay.
Joe.
Poor Jay. But he says he played these tough, kind of thuggish characters that were.
Because he's a tough-looking guy.
He's a tough-looking guy. He's big and tough and and it's like. It's like there's that real famous guy that played in the movie Machine Gun Preacher or something like that. He's really famous. If I said his name, maybe I'll figure it out later. But roles that were so not his personality. And that's always kind of fun when you see someone act the antithesis of kind of how they are normally. I guess that's what makes an actor an actor. Welcome back to the third chair. We're with our guest, Jay Giordano. That is Doug. I am still Peter, and we are really excited to do a follow-up episode with Jay. He is a actor as well as a businessman, mortgage underwriter, farmer, husband, father, just wears a lot of hats. And the hat we're talking about right now is a little bit more of his acting. You may recall last episode we saw several clips of him in action, and we're going to show a few more today. But first, a few questions. So, Jay, you played Lex Luthor in a superhero fan film genre. Was that filmed in Colorado?
Yeah, it was Colorado Springs.
Was it all done in Colorado Springs?
Yeah.
Pretty much. And now, I know you're somewhat bald, but apparently you got feedback from some fans who didn't like the new sporty Lex Luthor look. What was that all about?
the comic fans can be very fierce, so they weren't too pleased with the chin strap, as they called it.
You know, it's just so hard to please a critic sometimes, but that is interesting. Have you ever been approached in public around Colorado Springs or in Colorado of someone who's seen your film and it's like, oh, I know him, or have you ever had that experience here in town?
No, not really. Maybe at some of the film, forums and things of that nature, they recognized me from something I'd done a few months back. They're all kind of already folks that are in the same circles, so that it wasn't like some random person that just interrupted me during dinner or something like that. I haven't heard that yet.
Well, when you've made some of the local films, do you tend to stay with the same producers and actors, or do you try and check out other people as well?
I'll definitely audition for things as I see them, and local Facebook posts and other avenues online. But a lot of times I just get approached by folks I've already worked with or folks that are in the forum.
Oh my god. I got it. I've been trying for like 20 minutes.
What the hell, Xavier? I almost choked on that. Dude, you're the worst. Can't you just let me rest in peace?
Yeah, man, sure. Go back to sleep, and I'll try for another three-pointer. Actually, wake up. It's almost time.
Oh, shit. I didn't realize it was out that long.
Yep, it's getting close, man.
Is that your access card? Dude, what are you doing? You need that.
Relax. It's not my key card. It's your key card.
What the hell? Dude, stop! What? How did you get that?
You are a heavy sleeper.
You touched me while I was sleeping? Oh, you're gross, bro. You make me feel dirty.
Your mom makes me feel dirty.
That joke ran its course on Earth about a century or two ago, asshole.
Well, it's a good thing we're not on Earth, asshole.
That joke will never be funny, asshole.
You know the first thing I'm doing when I get back to Earth, asshole?
What's that, asshole?
I'm doing this to your mom, asshole.
Asshole. Dude, stop destroying my access card.
You don't need it.
What are you even doing?
It's so I can track the eclipse.
Oh, that's cute. You're making a little makeshift camera obscura?
Well, not technically.
But if you're a complete moron, you can call it that.
I hate you so much. Why don't you just go get our UV visors from the annex?
Bro, you expect me to walk all the way from this side of the bubble to that side of the bubble?
Yeah.
Uh-uh.
God forbid you get out of your stupid chair, fatty.
You think they're watching this back on Earth?
Nah. Nobody cares about lunar eclipses. It's all about the solar eclipse.
That's exactly what we're getting up here.
You sure are making a big deal of it.
This is what, our 20th-ish one?
22nd.
Jeez. I was half joking. Have we really been here that long?
"23 years, 11 days, give or take."
A 6-year mining mission.
Nothing like serving 23 years with 6, huh?
Ah, but maybe we're making overtime?
Yeah, I don't think we're getting a paycheck from this.
What do you think happened to him?
I have no idea, man. We lost contact with Houston, what, 16 years ago? My bad. Zombies.
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 Zombies? No way, bro. My money is on Gojira.
Godzilla, really?
Yeah, why not?
Yeah, he could take out a city or two, but not the whole world. Whatever happened, bro, nobody's left. Besides, if it was Godzilla, they just dial up your mom and she...
Dude, you are the worst. God, stop.
Shh. Wait, stop. It's time. "22 times, bro, and I never get tired of it."
It really is beautiful.
Probably more beautiful than anything going on back home now.
Maybe.
I really miss watching these with you, Washington. I miss you, bro. I miss the whole team. I loved everyone here at the depot. But you, Washington, you were the one that was supposed to make it home with me.
Mother, try to do right by you. Do what you asked me to. I did wrong and I knew. Mother,
Home's not gonna be any better than this.
now I'm a digging a grave for you. It was all I could do. Find a way back home, make everything new. But I wish it was true. Father, well, I gave my soul to you. I came in blindfolded for you. It was all that I knew. Open your arms and I'll fly out of hell up to you. I wish it was true. Oh, come on outside there, don't you know? It's not what you said.
So you want to discuss our special episodes, of how great we were in those?
Oh, when we talked about all the other people?
Yeah.
Yeah.
We were great, weren't we?
Yeah, I think so. I'm really surprised that we actually uploaded those, but yeah.
We still had the YouTube guy that kept asking us what the political meaning of the dove was.
That was fun, yeah. You know, when we created Day of the Dove, it was meant just to be a slapstick humor. Small Australian diamond dove tries to take over the world.
We were trying to get to the quality of Gilligan's Island. But
Gilligan's Island, Pinky and the Brain, Get Smart, Hogan's Heroes, slapstick, stupid. People want to know, which minority does the dove represent that is suppressed by the man? You know, it's like he's just an evil dove taking over the world.
An evil, unsuccessful.
I don't even know if we had
smart.
any plot was of him taking over the world. His crew was so incompetent that
it never worked for him. But he was smart. And for us, it was film school. It's where we began to learn this craft.
Well, you know, our first international fame came with our Day of the Dove web series. And I know we've talked about it.
We were interviewed for people from Canada. I was interviewed for people from Peru about this series.
Which is amazing. It was
on the college level. They used it to help teach a class.
So crazy.
Part of a college course. I mean, it was...
This Day of the Dove was a creation of a small Australian diamond dove that tries to take over the world. And it's slapstick humor like Gilligan's Island, Get Smart, Hogan's Heroes, that sort of thing. But we have people wanting to know the deeper political and philosophical meaning of the bird and the characters. You were in that. I was in that.
We wrote it too.
Yeah.
We wrote
we wrote it.
We wrote about 80% of it.
And we certainly...
When people didn't I learned from J. Ward of Bullwinkle. If it furthered the plot or got a laugh, I wrote the laugh.
That's good. Well, we had a hoot doing it, and unfortunately sometimes the volunteer actors didn't show up, so there were episodes where we all had like multiple parts, but that was a real fun thing to film.
Well, you played 5 characters, and then that's why we had clones. I mean,
yeah, I know. I had to explain it somehow.
Yeah, that was a good idea. Somebody had.
So we're going to show one episode of the Day of the Dove. We hope you get
part of the series.
Yeah.
Besides we had a plot.
We had a pilot,
but that really didn't fit into the rest of the series.
Yeah, we changed it. We started dark, and then we made it a comedy. I hope you get a grin and a laugh when you watch this, one of the early episodes of Day of the Dove. It has been many months, and Cash has been actively building an empire and controlling the human population around him. Cash seeks greater control while engaging in a little bit of mayhem along the way.
Gold is up. Sell a ton.
Hank, I'm with the boss. Sell 1 ton of gold. Ooh, boss! $12.50 an ounce for a profit of 13 million.
Fill the order.
Of course, Hank, that's what sell means. Don't you understand English? Ugh, mon Dieu.
No, I wish to rest in my room. I want chaos. Real chaos, not regular chaos. Turn on my monitor.
Let us love each other with candy and good deeds. Oh, would you like some candy?
Sure.
Here.
Oh, you mean lady?
That was a good one, boss. Oh, you're so fantastic.
Good old-fashioned chaos. Leaves a bird feeling invigorated.
Bonjour. Fine. The accountant is on his way.
A bird's work is never done. Take me to the office.
The most ruthless man on the planet. He cooks the books for corporations, governments, or supervillains. This pound of pleasantness threw his mother off a cruise ship. And today, he came to deal with Cash. He just might be more evil than Cash, but Cash doesn't know that. Yet.
Get up! I would have done better with a turtle. Boss, it's your quarterly tax statement. Just signed by the yellow sticky thing. Very good. Here's your Sudoku puzzle book. Did you review the reports? You have a thief. I know how to deal with thieves. Damiana, open my Sudoku book and get a pencil.
Oh, boss, I've cut myself. I must go to my room and rest. Oh my goodness, what if it gets infected? I have to go to the hospital. Is it bleeding? I can't look. I can't, what, tell me, how is it bad?
You're a hypochondriac.
I am not a hypothyroid.
That's hypochondriac. Let me see the first puzzle. Get the war room ready and find my thief.
Don't I know you?
Report.
North America operations report a $10 million profit.
Good.
EU operations report €8 million profit.
Excellent. No socialist in my organization. Cash, he has your cash.
Meeting over, and I wish to go to my room. I want my snickerdoodles and milk.
Ooh, we have an enemy, huh?
This here is Meglord, the leader of the Stop a Dove resistance. And you know what she's done. You will destroy her. Yes. We could throw her and my brother overboard. Just like my mother.
The specter of Meglord hangs like a dark cloud over Cash's evening. He didn't even get to finish his nighttime snack. Snickerdoodles. One of the things you learn doing a little series, especially with all volunteer actors, is sometimes the people that say they're going to volunteer and show up for a part don't on the day you film.
And that's why you became a bunch of clones.
That's why I became a bunch of clones.
That's why we wrote the clones in, because he was playing so many parts.
Just
we gave us we wrote it into the plot and said he's a bunch of clones and they're evil.
And only the dumbest of minions was the one that understood who he was and that he was more than one.
Yeah, well, and just as a serious note, if you're an extra or if you volunteered to help a filmmaker out and you agree to take a part, please show up. It really does create difficulties if you can't make it on a filming day. Of course, emergencies happen, but it makes a huge difference when you can pull that off.
And we fed everybody very well.
Yep.
Yeah, we had some.
And we had Olivia, who was just, we'll put a couple of clips of all this up, but Olivia, who was just a phenomenal actress who got us started and was a real help to the
Yeah, she taught us all some things about acting.
Yep, she was fantastic.
Great young lady.
All right, let's go to
Hi, I'm Peter from Pikes Peak Recovery Coaching, and as you know, I do help people with drug and alcohol recovery issues. I love to help people get better, but I also offer a variety of other services, including regular life coaching services. I've helped several people write and finish a book. I've helped a doctor that was in medical school graduate and then get into a residency. And I also actually have quite a background in mathematics, and I do some math tutoring for the GED as well as the ASVAB for those that are thinking about a career in the military. So my contact information is on the screen. Please send me an email or a text, and we can talk about some of these services and how I can help. That's Peter Grigg at Pikes Peak Recovery Coaching. Well, I know it seems months ago, but we now have watched, and some time has gone by from the best of the episode where we had Aaliyah, Kevin, and Sophia, the artists, and Jay Giordano, the actor. And so...
so sometime in the future, we're going to have another one of these episodes.
That's right. I hope you've enjoyed the highlights of the best of. And please look at the original episodes. These local artists need support. Perhaps you could commission them to do some sort of project so they don't have to live on ramen noodles.
We need support too.
Yeah, we don't like to live on ramen noodles either.
But this weekend in the camping, we have the s'mores. We're living on those.
Never enough s'mores.
This is